Hello guys! Welcome back to the channel. This is TFD, and we got another heater for you. Looks like Coach Stephanie White finally had to let the cat out the bag when it comes to Caitlin Clark's injury. Look, man, we gotta take a trip back to Indy for this one. Let's lock in. Let's get it. Now listen, everybody been pushing this day-to-day narrative like it's gospel. But I'm here to tell you, that train has left the station. Ain't no day-to-day, bro. Stephanie White went ahead and stood in front of the media and was basically like, yeah, we don't know. And when a coach say we don't know, you already know what that means. It's way more serious than they're letting on. I told y'all yesterday, I broke this all down in detail. That day-to-day label, that's just a front. According to the medical info floating around, this thing is a week-to-week type of deal based on MRI evaluations. Keyword week. So let's stop playing. Now here's where it gets spicy. Word on the street is Caitlin ain't just sitting back. She's out here making boss moves. Sources say she's considering bringing in her own doctors, possibly even in New York City. Yup. Not Indy, not Chicago, New York. That tells me right there, this ain't no minor tweak. This is her career, her legacy. She's protecting it by any means. And speaking of New York, let's talk matchup. Liberty is coming in healthy, and Jonquil Jones is back in the lineup. That ain't no joke. Bro, I'm just gonna say it. This could get ugly for Indiana. We talkin' 25 to 30 piece chicken nugget loss. Easy. This could go down as their worst L of the year, especially without Caitlin on the floor. Let me be real. Liberty already cooked them last time without Jonquil. Now she's back. It's barbecue chicken all over again. Now back to Coach Steph. She stood in front of those cameras and said, and I quote, "There's no update." That's her waving the white flag on the injury talk. The pressure was getting real, and she had no choice but to come clean. We respect the honesty, but it never had to get this messy in the first place. The fans ain't stupid. And to top it off, Caitlin didn't even practice. Not a single minute. If you ask me, she needs to be on one of them scooters, bro. The kind with the knee rest and a brake on the handlebar. Protect that groin at all costs. Anyway, let's roll the clip of what Coach White actually said. I haven't seen the full thing yet either, so we're gonna check it out together. But yeah, buckle up. This update changes everything.
You just talked yesterday, but has Caitlin met with the doctors? Do you guys have any update on Caitlin's status?
No updates. I think she's meeting with some doctors today and tomorrow. So no updates in addition to yesterday. Not yet. And I don't presume to give any timetables. It's whatever the medical staff says. That's what I go by.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just we know what it's going to take, and we've got to be able to do that on a daily basis. We've got to continue to grow. We've got to understand that there's going to be disruption, and we've got to be able to handle that, which I think they've done a good job of. And we got to start, putting some things together. I think early, just learning how to win some of those close games, learning how to execute in some of those situations, and then late, it's mostly been our defense. How our defense goes is how we go. And so we've got to be disruptive. We've got to have a point of attack where we dictate instead of react. And we've got to do that consistently. Yeah, I think, look, that was the third game in 4 days. We're playing the team that won the WNBA championship a year ago, and they had it rolling. I think the biggest thing is we let them move freely early, didn't take away any of their strengths early, weren't quite as disruptive as we needed to be. And when you let a team like that get on a roll, it's really tough to stop and tough to come back. Well, it changes how you play them. I mean, certainly, her ability with her size on the interior and what they look for from her and on the offensive end of the floor, her ability to pick and pop. So it changes some of our coverages. And then on the defensive end, it just, they're already long and athletic, and it just brings more size and physicality for AB. So finding different ways to get her loose is going to be important. Just to continue to build, come out with a sense of urgency, continue to build, continue to grow, making sure that we're putting ourselves in position for success on a nightly basis. And we play with a sense of urgency. No, she's making the trip to New York. Yep.
So there you have it, folks. No official update yet on Caitlin Clark, and Coach Stephanie White is clearly leaning all the way on the medical staff before making any calls. She's being real careful not to throw out a timetable, which tells us all we need to know. This thing is still up in the air. Caitlin will be traveling with the team to New York, which is encouraging, but let's not confuse that with a green light to play. It's more about presence and support than performance. She's still meeting with doctors, today and tomorrow, so we're in a holding pattern until those evaluations are done. In the meantime, Coach White's message is clear: the rest of the squad needs to step up. It's about urgency, execution, and finding a way to win without your star. That's the challenge, and honestly, that's what separates playoff teams from the pack. As for Jonquil Jones being back in the Liberty lineup, yeah, that just turned a tough matchup into an even steeper mountain to climb. But we'll see what Indiana brings to the table. But listen, y'all, get down in that comment section and talk to me. I want to hear all your thoughts on this video, and especially how you feel about tonight's matchup against the New York Liberty. Man, let's keep it real in the comments. Don't hold back. Now, as far as Caitlin Clark's injury goes, hopefully we get some kind of update soon. But like I already told y'all earlier, I don't see her coming back anytime before mid-August, bro. I'm talking somewhere between August 17th to maybe the 30th. That's the window I'm looking at. Just keeping it honest with y'all. And the reason I say that, look at the history. The last time she dealt with a groin strain on the left side, she was out for a full month. So, it only makes sense to expect a similar timetable this go around. So don't be surprised. Don't let him gas you up with that day-to-day talk. That's not the vibe. Just mentally prepare for her to be out for a few more weeks. At the end of the day, man, we gotta just hope and pray she gets the care she needs and doesn't rush anything. Her long-term health is way more important than a couple regular season games.
Exhausting at the same time, but I thought we showed out. Like I said, the fans were amazing. Everyone that came here, just the environment was great. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, just thinking about our last game, like, we just didn't let them feel us too much, honestly, throughout the game. Obviously, I think our start, we kept it really close, and then they kind of just were able to move the ball and do a bunch of stuff that they wanted to do. And so for us, just make sure that we keep that defensive intensity up, and then that'll translate on the offensive end as well. Yeah, I mean, we just have to stay focused on us again, like those that are able to play next person up. Like, we just have to make sure that we continue to pour into each other, because hey, we know the season's not going to be perfect. Everyone's not always going to be healthy at the same time, and that's kind of how it's been for us this season. And so for us, it's once again not getting down, not letting that hold us down, but make sure that the next person up, and when we step on that floor, we're ready to go. Yeah, like I said, I think it's just our mindset. Our approach every single day is, for us that are on the floor, we just have to make sure, like, we are pouring into each other, we are working hard, and we're doing what we can, because obviously we've played together, we've played without Caitlin in the lineup, and obviously we played with her. And so for us to just make sure that we do every single thing each possession and not take a possession off, especially against a Liberty squad that can make you pay for any mistakes.
Obviously, with Caitlin on the floor.
I think it changed the offense a little bit, and where some teams are going to be a little more back depending on matchups on the floor. But also, I think we spaced the floor really well. Everything changes when we hit shots. I think, we come out, start this next game, hit some shots. It's going to open up the floor a lot. And obviously, Caitlin's a fantastic passer. But I think we figured out, once again, different ways to get everyone that needs to touch the ball, and when and where. And so we just continue to trust our offense and let it flow.